Today I'm going to show our friends how to cut an uneven 9-patch block using our EZ Quilting Uneven 9-Patch ruler. You can see that there are several lines on the tool, including a tick mark to mark the center. It states right here that you place this line on the edge of a 10.5 inch uneven 9-patch block. I'm going to turn it around, and over here it says place line on fold of a 10.5 inch strip to cut whole melons, and then you're going to place this line on the edge of a 10.5 inch strip to cut half melons. I'm going to show you how to cut the melons first. I have a 10.5 inch strip, and as you can see I've already cut a melon out of it. What I've done is I fold my fabric over just a little bit, because you want to be able to cut your melon, but you don't want to waste fabric. And you can see that the line is aligned on the fold, is just sitting right on top of the fold. And this is where I'm going to cut whole melons. You're going to place your rotary cutter and just cut all along the edge of your tool. Open it up, and you have a whole melon. Now I'm going to show you how to cut a half melon. What I'm going to have to do is straighten off the edge. And again, place my uneven 9-patch tool on the strip, but now I'm placing the line on the edge of the 10.5 inch to cut half melons. So I'm placing that line on the strip, and what that does, it adds the 1/4 inch seam allowance. And here we have a half melon. And you'll see in some samples that I have where you use whole melons and half melons. I'm going to move that aside, and I'm going to show you our uneven 9-patch. And you can see a 9-patch is normally all squares are equal. This is a 4.5 inch square, a 2.5 by 4.5 inch rectangle, and a 2.5 inch square. Still 9 patches, but uneven. Now I'm going to take my tool again, and I've pre-folded this and just made little lines on my crease marks on my block so that I can align my tick marks on my tool with the fold of my fabric. And I've turned my tool around, and where it says place line on edge of 10.5 uneven 9-patch block, I'm going to place my line on my block. I'm going to make sure that my tick mark lines up with the fold of my fabric. Another way to make sure that you're aligned properly is to make sure the edge of your this flat edge of the uneven 9-patch ruler is aligned with the edge of your fabric. Now I'm going to cut again along that gentle curve. And I've cut out my uneven, or I've made it now an uneven 9-patch again with a curve in there. And I'll show you how that works now. Instead of, you would continue around the uneven 9-patch block, cutting, cutting, and cutting. And here you see that I've added my melons that I've cut. So it's a very gentle curve that you're stitching. You can see where I have started a 1/4 inch in from the edge. I've continued around that gentle curve, and I've stopped stitching a 1/4 inch from the other edge. That allows you then to continue on to add your next melon. So again, I have started stitching a 1/4 inch in from the edge. and I've stopped stitching 1/4 of an inch from the other edge. You're going to continue around your uneven 9-patch, adding your melons to create your circle. And then over here are some pieces that have been made using the uneven 9-patch. This one is just a circle similar to this that we've added some binding to show you what the uneven 9-patch block looks like. But what if you wanted to add more of the uneven 9 patches to the other sides of the melons? Well, this particular piece, you can see we have the uneven 9-patch with a melon, and we have another uneven 9-patch on the other side. And this is where those half melons also come into play, where you have a half melon here. So if you're doing multiple blocks, you would have a block and a melon, a block, a melon, a block, a melon, and so on until you have made as many as you need. When you're adding on the next row, obviously you're going to be setting it again. You have your melon attached to your uneven 9-patch block. So you would attach this section to your uneven 9-patch block, adding another melon, and this section to your uneven 9-patch block.